What's up everybody and welcome to the Modular AN94. So this is a brand new mod for Fallout 4 and it's actually by a bunch of mod authors, so although it only lists one right now, it's actually a collaborative effort, so make sure to check out the mod page to see all of the respective authors. So the AN94 is definitely continuing this trend of super high quality and super good looking mods we've been getting for Fallout 4 in the past few weeks. If you're wondering, I'm also wearing the B35C armor, but yes, so this gun is kind of an AK style weapon, and all around it just looks and feels awesome. So in first person here, I'll give you a little bit of a feel for the gun. As you can see, it does actually just reuse the same textures or not textures, but the same sound effects from vanilla Fallout 4. Nothing too crazy. In first person, you could actually pretty much fire it as fast as you want, almost as fast as you could click, a little bit slower than that. And yeah, a little bit of history. If you don't know, the AN94 was actually developed as a replacement for the AK-74, not 47, 74, which is widely used by the Russian military. And it was a little bit too expensive because it's a little bit too fancy. And as the title suggests, this is a very modular weapon, so let's check out some of the weapon mods for it. So in the workbench itself, you get a good nice side view of the weapon. As you can see, it's extremely high quality. Like the actual texture quality on this is really high and it just looks really sharp. So as far as different receivers go, we do have quite a few different options. Of course, you have all the normal, automatic, light, heavy, and then you get into the two final ones, which you'll probably end up trying to use, the advanced receiver and then the powerful automatic receiver. So basically, the way this is going to work is like the semi-automatic receivers, aka the advanced receiver here, will do noticeably more damage, almost twice as much damage there, not quite, but pretty close. And the automatic one isn't going to do nearly as much damage, but obviously have a much higher rate of fire, but actually not that much higher. That's kind of an interesting trade-off with this mod, since you could just kind of click so fast and shoot so fast. If you want to just do that way, you will definitely do more damage per second than the automatic one, but of course it's an AK or an AK variant. You're going to want that fully automatic gun there. Then you do have a standard barrel and a long barrel. The long barrel obviously doing what a long barrel will do and give you better range, accuracy, but not as good hip fire. So it kind of determines what you want to do. You could use this as a little bit of a medium to long range rifle. There are a few different stocks that I actually really like. So we have a folded stock first, then a lightweight stock, then a marksman stock. And does this give everyone else, or does this give anyone else like a P90 feel? I don't know why, but every time I see this, I just think of the P90. Then of course the standard stock, and then last but not least a like Magpul assault stock, which, you know, all of them do look really cool. I really like the folded stock. That's actually my favorite by far. I just think that's a really cool vibe to it, especially if you're going to use this with a shorter barrel and kind of a more of an SMG styled weapon. For right now, I'm going to leave on the standard stock though. So then moving on to the magazines, we have a few different options here. My one complaint around all of these things is the ordering's a little bit weird. Like the standard magazine's way down here, and then you have medium, light, etc. Like I just don't really get the ordering of these. I feel like the double magazine should be after the standard, but alas, yes, the magazines. So again, we do have the double magazine, which is going to basically just bump your reload. It's more like a kind of quicker reload magazine, although it does have a cool little texture to it. If I actually equipped it, you can see it has like a little bunch of, it's not duct tape per se, but basically is duct tape right there. Then we do have a light magazine, which is going to be like an actual lighter, like the weight is less. Then a medium magazine, which is going to have a little bit of a larger ammo capacity. As you can see, after you equipped it, it's actually a little bit longer than some of the other ones. Then of course the standard, then the massive magazine, which is the exceptional ammo capacity. We actually back all the way out and take this out. You can see it gives you 100 rounds, but it looks absolutely ridiculous. It's actually really funny. It does clip a little bit there, but I think it's kind of poking fun at some people that put on like these crazy magazines on their guns when it's not really practical or meant to be used that way. Then we do just have a medium quick eject, which actually has like a nice, it's almost like a waffle magazine. I'm not sure what that's actually called, but they look pretty cool. Then just a normal quick eject and a large quick eject, which of course I think a lot of people are going to go for the large quick eject. Something a little bit weird again is kind of like the medium magazine is a different color. Like it's kind of just not random, but it seems a little random. Then the standard magazine is a little different. Like, I don't know. I do like the magazines without a doubt, and I do like the variations between them, but who decided like the colors on that? Like, why is the medium magazine that color? What if I want that color on a different magazine? I don't know, just some criticisms I did notice, because I do really like that little orange color contrasting the black, and I would love to have it on like a quick eject or a large quick eject magazine or something like that. So then as far as the scopes go, we do have some pretty cool ones, but nothing too crazy. These are kind of just renamed. So as you can see, they're a little bit longer. So if we go to the night vision Recon scope, if I could back out, you can see it's just a little bit longer than the normal Recon scope there, as well as it does have that rail attachment, but otherwise it's going to function exactly the same as the two vanilla scopes. Then you do have the reflex sight, the long scope, which actually looks extremely cool on this gun, I think, especially if you're using a long barrel and like a nice stock there. And then of course the Spectre scope, and this is going to be the one I'm using. I just think this is the most practical for the way I would use this gun, and I really do like that little rail attachment. I like that little detail because I don't know, I like how it's the whole thing, not just a rail on the top. It's more accurate that way, and that's actually how the gun would work in real life. And we do have some different muzzles. We have a bayonet, which is actually going to leave on the standard muzzle, and then we do have an AN94 suppressor. A little bit weird how they like kind of put the name in front of it. I don't know, is there a suppressor specifically made for this gun? I have no idea, but just a little bit interesting there. Then of course the high-tech suppressor. So suppresses sound from firing exceptional per shot recoil, and this one actually is going to unalter your it's supposed to be range, but they're missing an R. But that's actually really interesting there. I like having that option because I really like using suppressors, but that range is definitely noticeable, especially when you're playing on something like survival mode. Not being able to shoot as far it's a huge factor because you want to be taking out enemies from far away. So the high-tech suppressor being pretty expensive, needing gun nut rank 4, they both need gun nut rank 4, but this one has a little bit of higher requirements, is pretty nice. I like this. I like this quite a bit. I like that little addition, although I wish this one was like gun nut 3. But yeah, high-tech suppressor, definitely cool, and it looks pretty cool as well. So then if we go down here, I love this option on the gun. You actually have different rounds. So basically what that means is you're going to have 38 or 308. I think this is a glitch. I don't think the 38 round should be doing more than the standard 5.56. Just, I don't know. Probably going to be fixed in a future patch. This gun's still relatively new. Then we have armor piercing rounds, which, you know, standard in Fallout 4. Then full metal jacket rounds. So basically what these are going to do is increase your damage to super mutants, robots, synths, mirelurks, and rat scorpions. Then hollow points, which are going to be more towards like flush people. 50 caliber rounds, which are just going to do more damage. 308 armor piercing, full metal jacket, etc., etc. And then we do have some incendiary rounds, explosive rounds, just standard incendiary rounds, plasma infused rounds. So these ones are kind of crazy. And in exchange for a plasma projectile, lower ballistic damage. And then 308 armor piercing incendiary. So, and you continue to scroll, you'll kind of get all of these on the different variants, but definitely cool. I love guns that kind of have these crazy and custom ammo types. I just think that's a really cool feature to have, and especially like the hollow point and full metal jacket. I just think, I don't know, it kind of makes sense. Like if you're going to be battling, or if you have a few of these guns, you could kind of customize them to, you know, fit different needs. Like if you're going to be battling ghouls and humans and insects and animals, you're probably going to want this to be more of an SMG or a close range weapon. But if you're going to be taking on robots, mirelurks, super mutants, you're probably going to want this to be a little bit longer range because they'll be static. You'll see them from far away and be able to take them down. So I do really like those options. And last but not least, we do have different paint jobs, which look absolutely amazing. Let me take off the scope really quick so you could actually see the paint jobs. I didn't realize they would block it. So crazy, and that's not what I want to put on. There you go. And if we go back, you can see we have 3 different paint jobs, not including the default one, of course. We have the fancy Wanderer paint job. So this kind of gives you almost a traditional AK style, except it's kind of golded out. But I really do like the wood on the stock and everything there. Then we do have a Vault-Tec paint job, which is by far my favorite. I think this one just looks really cool. And I don't know, it's unique and looks very cool. Then a Wasteland Camo paint, which is cool, but it's not personally my favorite. It just kind of looks dirty in my eyes. But nonetheless, I really like the addition of these paint jobs. I just think that's a cool thing to have on your gun. One complaint though, which maybe this is going to be updated in the future, they don't apply to the stocks. So if I put on like the assault stock, it's not going to have the paint job. And as you can see,